levels. You know, I do this on my PC now. I always do my audio podcast on my Mac, but it's too hard to do video recordings on my Mac, so I'm having to, you know, do some different stuff. All right, let's see what we got here. Test this, test 1 2 3 1 2 3. So let me get some tests from you.
Yeah, hello, test 1 2, test, hello, hello. Is this echoey? Hopefully not.
Hello, test 1 2, test, hello, hello. Is this echoey? Hopefully not.
Nope, not echoey at all.
Sweet.
Alright, so I have chat open in 2 windows. In case anyone decides to join us. Do let me know, because I haven't found a good way to monitor myself on this system. So, you know me, my volume level goes all over the place. So if I'm talking too loudly, it won't be too soft. If it's too loudly, just give me a little a little signal or whatever.
Alright, no worries.
Alright. So let's see the BizzleCast. Let me just post this super quickly.
I will do the same.
Talking video games. Talking. So just so you see the little, you see behind the curtain here. So I have the Batgirl image, but then when I take it off, I've got like all the windows open on my browser there. If you can see
sweet.
that, yeah. So I can prepare. I can prepare anything behind it. I also have a different browser open. If you want to chat with me during the thing, I guess Facebook is still probably the best way, or you can use this stream chat, I suppose. All right. I need to get a glass of water, feed my cat. So give me 2 to 3 minutes. And we'll keep the stream going here. But as long as I don't keep switching windows a lot, the Zoom normally works okay.
Alright.
And how is the download feed on your Twitch end of things? It's streaming okay on your Twitch?
I'm just making sure I added you to my auto host, so hopefully that works.
Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
Just checking. Okay, sweet. Well, hello everyone. I am from Australia, if you don't know. I've known Biz for a couple of years now, through a mutual friend. We love fighting about DC. But yeah, mainly video games. He's my go-to guy for video games. When we finally play some Division 2, I don't know if you can hear me, but he'll be yelling at me, hurry up, hurry up. I need to like level up and get to his level to start interacting. I just realized with
I am coming.
It's okay, no problem.
Not like that. Maybe. Who knows? Anything can happen.
Ditto.
It's
Ditto.
Twitch. Anything, right? Everything's totally spontaneous on Twitch. Nothing's pre-programmed.
That is very true.
So I re-listened to I'll save it for the podcast. I have some funny notes from our October 2018 podcast. That was when I told you the Alana Pierce story, but that was also you were way ahead of me on a whole bunch of games. And you're going to be interested, and a couple of them will blow your mind.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm so ready and intrigued.
So just so you know, obviously we're doing a not cold open here with the video feed, but in a second I am going to do the official welcome so that I can cut that into the audio, and then probably when I export it to YouTube, as well, as we say. All right?
All right, let's do
buddy.
it.
Let me just listen one more time here. All right?
Let's
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the BizzleCast, we finally did it. We got Alaisdair back on the BizzleCast and in video form. Alaisdair, for a bunch of old guys, you and I have been making some technological moves in the recent days, weeks, and months. I'm thrilled to have you back on. We were always going to do this video because you and I are trying to do video content, and we're going to talk about that because, guys, we are talking video games today, and we got tons of topics to talk about because we've been saving up this one for a while. But first of all, Alaisdair, I've been following you online, you've been following me online, and other than some stupid comic book debates, we mostly really enjoy picking each other's brains, especially about video games, because as we'll see from your top 5 and my top 5 list we're going to do later of the PlayStation exclusives, we basically agree on most video games. It'll be interesting to see if we agree on the future of the console system, but in general, in the past, we've agreed on video games. And guys, I just listened to, from almost exactly 2 years ago, Alaisdair was on, we talked video games. It was like the second or third to last podcast we did. And you were way ahead of me on some games and some trends in general I'm going to talk about as well that are going to come up. So welcome back, my friend. Welcome to the BizzleCast channel.
Thank you. It's been way too long. Way too long.
Way too long. So guys, if you've been following me on doing the video game stuff here, it's one thing, Alaisdair, you can speak to this as well, as we lead in to some opening topics and just sort of some catch-up stuff, but it's one thing when it's twitching and it's just you in one window and a video game in a window, but when you start bringing in other programs like Zoom, multiple people from around the world, and you've got multiple things going on, you really have to be prepared. And while there's some good software for it, it's sort of an acquired skill. So a lot of this is, I love just seeing my friends doing this stuff. In fact, I've been doing audio podcasts, video, even if I'm not doing videos. I've now been doing video with some of my audio podcasters just for the, just for the reaction, back and forth or whatever. But also you can share so many other things. And guys, just to tease it, if you haven't seen it before, this beautiful Batgirl poster, which I'm told is Batgirl 50 that they leaked the cover, which I'm very excited for. Batgirl's going to come up. But behind Batgirl is a whole bunch of videos. And Alaisdair's a big DC guy, and with the DC Comic-Con, the 2 video game releases were absolutely spectacular, and we're going to get into those in general. But we also have a ton to talk about with the new generation of consoles, Switch stuff, which we haven't really discussed before, Alaisdair, because I'm somewhat newer to the Switch thing. We haven't talked about the next generation of consoles, which we have a lot more information about now. And so I got a list of stuff, some of which we can run down pretty quickly. But first of all, how are you? How's Novastream? You're clearly doing more video game content. What's changed in the last 6 to 12 months or so since our last chat?
COVID wiped our movie section out. So pretty much here, we've been very, very strict.
I swear it's not our fault. I swear it is not the United States' fault for all of this. It is not our fault. We have a great president who knows what he's doing, and it's everybody else's fault other than his. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. And our country's been quite strict, so we're currently on a what they call stage 4 lockdown. So we're only allowed to leave our homes for 1 hour per day to go essential food shopping. We can't leave our homes after 8 p.m. at night till 5 a.m. in the morning. Nothing is open. Like literally nothing is open.
Yeah, they tried to
So
enforce
we
curfew
have
here,
not-
and it did not work whatsoever.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah.
But they're also like, not to get too political, doing other stuff that warrants breaking curfew. Anyway, so we've had basically a movie shutdown. So we've had nothing. So we've kind of just gone, okay, well, let's go into video games because that's still happening. So let's deliver all that, which is very exciting. And yeah, kind of growing DC fandom happened. I streamed the whole thing for 9 hours, nearly killed.
You did.
It was a slog.
So Jason, who you know, one of my DC, or he's my main DC guy now, because he only lives 20 minutes from me. It's pretty hilarious. It's totally random that he lives close to me. But so even like the same sports teams and stuff. But he's a massive DC guy. Batman's his guy, but he loves everything going on. He just wants all the DC. Again, without going into details, I would say he and I are much more similar sort of taste in things. But he also, like you, knows way more than me on the comic book side of things. And so that's always super fun. And, like, for example, he's not necessarily someone who reads a lot of Wonder Woman, but he couldn't be more thrilled and excited. And I think that's one thing you and I and him can all agree on, is Wonder Woman 1984 looks fucking badass, as we say.
We should have seen it. The thing that annoys me is that we should have seen it by now. So it's just like, stop dangling the carrot.
I know. You can tell Gal is just itching so badly. Like a couple times a month, she's like, we're almost there, guys. Just hang in there, hang in there. Yeah, oh, man. They were so lovely, though.
They're just hanging in for that $1 billion film.
Yep. Guys, we're going to talk about these two amazing video game reveals. Alaisdair, I'm going to briefly ask you beforehand if you knew anything about them, because I didn't, and then we're going to watch them. We're going to do a commentary about them. One's called Gotham Knights, and one is with the Suicide Squad, where they have to kill Justice League members, including evil Superman and stuff. We'll get there very quickly. But really quickly, in terms of the rest of the show, Alaisdair, I want to revisit the past generation and talk about the ups and downs of Xbox and PlayStation from the past generation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm specifically going to talk about stuff you and I have talked about either on air or off air. I've got a whole list on my phone here because there's a bunch of games that I hadn't played. Like I said, that you'll be really shocked because I've now put hundreds of hours into them and they've changed my life since then. And then we'll end with, if we have time at the end, we'll end with talking about the next generation, predictions, and so forth. You know what I mean? We have to sort of see where that's going. And that leads actually nicely out of the DC stuff, because I've heard that these DC games are among the last of the, crossover games, which will be on the 4 and the 5, both Xboxes, etc. The way Tomb Raider, 2013 was, Dragon Age Inquisition. There was a few games, that they made for all the systems.
Yeah.
I've heard that this is one of them.
Yeah.
That can be good or bad, as long as it's optimized for PC and the new system. As you know, Warner Brothers has had some PC issues in the past. The Mordor games look great. The Batman games are really jank. I did just get Arkham Knight with all the DLC for like $5 on Steam, because it was $5 on Steam.
Wow.
I had to get it. And I've heard they've patched everything over the past however many years. So I'm excited just to revisit that a little bit. I think this will be perfectly well optimized. But we're going to talk a little PC stuff as well. Do you mind if I play a 5-second clip for you from 2 years ago, just because it's hilarious?
Go for it.
All right. So this is a clip I played, and while I still don't love everything that's coming out from the DC world, I certainly do not agree with this clip. All right. Hold on one sec. I don't want to blast people's ears. DC is fucking up. They keep fucking up over and over again. They just keep fucking up. Please tell me how this is going to get out of the morass of shittiness. DC is fucking up. They keep fucking up over and over again. They just keep fucking up. Please tell me how this is going to get out of the morass of shittiness. So remember, this is October of this is October of 2018, when you were also very down on a lot of stuff that was going on. the DC Universe thing was up in the air. The TV show stuff was up in the air. You were already starting to smell that like the films outside of the main line was maybe having some problems. But what's funny is now I could enter Star Wars into that exact quote and just do the exact same thing. Star Wars is fucking up. So my tastes keep changing on what's fucking up. I think it was, regardless of what you and I think, the DC Comic-Con fandom was an unadulterated success. I can't give it an A in terms of content because some of the stuff I don't like or don't care about, which is fine. But it was presented in such a way and spread out in such a way that worked for people like me. I could see what I liked, I could see what I wasn't sure about, and even stuff I don't normally love, like Suicide Squad was a great presentation, and the game looks amazing. And so, without getting into specifics, then we're going to go into the DC video games, and then leading to a broader discussion, just very generally, given the circumstances, what they could do in a day, all online, given COVID and so forth. Do you agree with me that it was mostly a home run hit out of the park?
Yeah, definitely. I liked that the worldwide thing came into it. So what usually irks, especially us who don't live in America, is when companies do events like this and we can't watch it live because they geo-block us out. This time they didn't, thankfully. And yeah, it was a solid event. It's only part one. There's another one in 2 weeks.
But they had to nail, whatever you think of the cast presentation, they had to nail the selling or reselling of their main movie properties: Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Shazam / Black Adam, Batman, Suicide Squad, and then a few other things.
The Suicide Squad,
excuse me. And again, of the presentations I saw, for Black Adam, you only need The Rock talking. You don't really need
exactly.
anything else. Yeah.
Wonder
Woman. But I want to point out something you said, which was not only the international thing worked great, but I noticed this at the Democratic Convention, which they did the same way because they couldn't get everyone together for the convention, which is people are much more comfortable when they're not in front of a giant audience. And so, I was watching Chris Pine, for example, who, really is generally does not like being in public, doesn't like doing interviews, he's kind of shy. And they were playing, werewolf and party games. He was having a blast, and I'm like, it's because he's just at home in front of his camera, and he's comfortable with his teammates here. But, for example, we know Gal and Pedro Pascal are super outgoing, but Kristen Wiig and Chris Pine are not, and they looked super comfortable. Also, I think we can acknowledge Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins just relaxes everybody around them at all times, with Diana's sort of, charisma, love, superpower, or whatever. But nevertheless, seeing Chris Pine that relaxed and having fun, I think was partially due to this. Honestly, I think they're going, and even the spacing, when they're in person, when you had Matt Reeves and Aisha Tyler, how they had to be 6 feet apart, but they built this beautiful CGI set, and I'm like, this looks way cooler than normally where they stuff them so close together. I actually think there are media lessons that are going to be positive coming out of this, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, and it cut out all the, there's no other word for it, bullshit.
Yeah.
It just cut out all the crap. And yeah, there's people like The Rock who feed off energy from the audience and who's watching. But I felt like this was really good for what it was. And I feel like if there was an audience, it probably would have been twice as long, and there would have been ads. I thought there were going to be ads. There wasn't. I thought it would be crammed full of ads and stuff like that. But yeah, so I was very surprised and impressed. I like it.
Yeah, the last Marvel event, the only major thing that felt like this was when the surprise of Natalie Portman coming out and holding up the hammer. Which was really brave for someone like her, who again really does not like the spotlight, but she was so geeked, and you could tell Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson were so geeked for her. You know what I mean? She was very, and Taika Waititi and that whole community is very supportive and so forth. But you don't always get that. Hey, pal.
True. Yeah, I'm still here. My internet is...
Yeah, streaming is acting weird. I can't tell if it's on your end or mine. I really can't tell if it's on your end or mine. Any slowness is not on my end. Just give me one sec. Just give me 1 sec here. Just give me 1 sec. 1 second.
The joys of Twitch.
Yeah, I'm almost positive this is a Twitch thing. Because my speeds have been through the roof good. Yeah, I mean, even with this, I'm showing 20 megabits per second. All right, well, we'll give Twitch one more chance, and then we'll switch. Or do you think we should just switch down now to 720p? Why don't we just switch down now to 720p so you don't have to worry about it? You don't have to sign off. So, guys, I'm just going to stop the stream for a minute, and then we're going to get right back on the stream. Alaisdair's staying on the line here. I'll just switch us to 720p. Be back in 1 minute.